Guys, literally just changing this one setting, it's made me play so much better. It is overpowered. Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we've got a really important one for a lot of you new players and even you long time players. We've got a best settings video for Rocket League in 2023. Now make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'm going to go through every single settings category and you guys are going to be getting some massive improvements to your gameplay just from changing your settings like these. Now just before we get into this, I do want to say if you end up enjoying this video and find the tips useful, then please drop a like and please consider subscribing. It is always free and you can always unsubscribe at any time. With that all said, let's get straight into the video. Right, so here we are in the settings for Rocket League. Since I'm in training right now, there's a little training section. We're going to skip over this and we're going to go straight into the gameplay. Now, split screen layout, you don't really need to change this. Cross-platform play, you want this on unless you only want to play with people on your platform. That's just personal preference. All of these you want on high, these three. The input buffer, now this is very important for a lot of you who have input lag, because input lag is very important in this game. If you don't have it, you're going to be much better than other people that do have it. There's three options for the input buffer tab. Now default, STS and CSTS. Now I have STS because I've got a decent Wi-Fi. CSTS is usually used when you don't really have a stable Wi-Fi connection. So if you find yourself lagging a lot in game, change it to CSTS or just experiment with it. But I've got STS on and it works perfectly. I don't really get any input lag. The rest of these don't actually matter, so let's hop straight into the camera settings. Now the camera settings in Rocket League are quite important. I'd probably say the most important because this is going to affect your whole gameplay, because this is going to affect how you see everything in game. So this is actually going to be helpful if you're looking to rank up and just get better at the game. Just listen to these tips. Now this first setting is the camera preset. I don't know if this is available to everyone, so I could be wrong here, but it might only be PC people. This camera preset allows you to pick any preset and literally just get any professional player's settings. You can see I'm going through Justin here, Garrett G was up there, Chronovi. You can literally copy any of their settings, but personally, unless you want to experiment with some of them, I just go over default one and just change some of the settings that I'm going to show you here. So camera shake, we're going to want this off, definitely off. This is automatically turned on when you first start playing, unless you're like Bronze, who really has camera shake on. It just shakes your screen every time you hit the ball and it's really unnecessary, so turn that off. Field of view, this is going to affect everything that you can see on your screen. The higher this number is, the more zoomed out your screen is going to be. So as you see, I'm changing it down. You can see my screen zooming in the background. Put this on 110 or just 100 to 110, just whatever you want. But this is going to allow you to see more of the pitch, your teammates and the ball. It's just going to help with your gameplay. Distance, this controls how far your camera is behind your car. Now I've got this straight down the middle. You want it somewhere straight down the middle. You can experiment between 250, 270, but 260 just straight down the middle works perfectly for me. The height, this is going to change how high your camera is above your car. This again, I've got it somewhere near the middle. You can see as I'm changing it up, the camera's going up. I feel like 110 is just perfect. Did I have it on 120? I can't even remember. 120 or 110 is just perfect for me because it just gives you a kind of flat level in line with the car with enough space to see the sky where the ball is if anyone's going for any aerials or something like that. So yeah, straight down the middle for distance and height is just going to be the perfect setting. Now with angle, this can be changed depending on the game modes that you play. This basically what it does, as you can see, the lower we put this, the higher up the camera goes basically. So as you can see, I'm lowering this, it's showing me more of the sky. Taking this higher, it's going to show us more of the floor. Now I've got this on 4. If you're someone that plays 3s, where a lot of the gameplay takes place in the sky, there's a lot of aerial passing plays, aerial shots, and just a lot of aerial stuff, I'd put it to something like 5 or 6. This is going to help you just see the sky better. And then if you're someone who plays 2s or 1s, I'd put this on about 3 or 2, because it's just going to help that you have more of a like flatter, zoomed in camera. It's just going to be better for dribbling people, hitting flicks that you need to do a lot in 1s. Now the stiffness, what this does is when you're driving along and you hit maximum speed, you know, where your wheel trail appears, what it's going to do is your car's slowly going to zoom in the lower this is, or zoom out I mean. So it's going to change your perspective of your car. It's going to zoom the car in and out depending on the speed that you're going at. Some people will have this on just a total of 1, so their car doesn't change and it doesn't really affect their gameplay, but I've got this on 0.4. Honestly, this is personal preference. Just find something that helps you, something that works fine and doesn't really affect your game too much. The swivel speed, this is going to change how quickly you can move your camera using the right stick in a game. Put this on maximum, definitely just maximum. You need to be able to turn your camera as quick as possible to see the ball and see what's kind of going on in your game, so just put this on 10. The transition speed, this on the other hand, you can argue that you need to put it on maximum, but to be honest, it can cause motion sickness, and I've just got it on 120. Just find something that allows you to switch from ball cam to the car camera and allows you to kind of just do it quick enough where you're not being affected by your speed. The final setting is invert swivel. Basically, in the Rocket League menu, when you're using the right stick to control your camera, and in game, when you're pressing the right stick to the right, it's kind of going to show you the left. If you click this, it's going to basically make it so when you're going right, the camera's going right, and when you're going left, the camera's going left. It's a bit just better to understand what's actually going on the camera. But to be fair, I've played without this on for like the whole game, so I'm just going to leave this off. Now the controls, we've kind of got 2 sections here. We've got the bindings and we've got the actual sensitivity, dead zones, and just the general controls. So these are very important. Make sure you're listening for this whole bit, as these settings are going to help improve your game. Now we're going to start with the sensitivities. You may be looking here and thinking, I've basically got the minimum sensitivity that is possible. A lot of people play from 1.5 and onwards to around 2. You basically just want this on something that is controllable for you. I will change this in the future, because basically with Rocket League, ranking up requires you to kind of speed up your gameplay, and you need to be able to get across the map without kind of landing on your roof. You need to be able to flip your car quick enough and just not make any mistakes with that, just to speed up your gameplay. So a lot of people are putting this up towards 1.7 towards 2 just to help with that. But to be fair, I've left this on 1.2 since like the start of the game as well, so I'm just going to leave this on this. But honestly, play around 1.5 to 2 is probably going to be perfect for you. The controller dead zone, this is basically going to control like how far you have to move your stick in order for it to actually do something in the game. So for me, I've got this very low down. This allows me to just be able to steer and do everything I need to do with the stick without having to really push it too far. If you put this all the way up, you're going to have to like use a hammer to move your stick just to turn your car. Just leave it quite low. The dodge dead zone on the other hand, this is quite important, because if you're one of the players who goes for fast aerials where you double jump and you get the first jump but the second jump causes you to backflip or something like that, you need to change this. If you have this all the way low, just low down, it's going to cause you to mess up your fast aerials or just any aerials to make a save. Put this up, 0.75, 0.85, between them two is perfect, just as long as you aren't doing them backflips to mess up. Now vibration, this is personal preference. I've got this off as I feel like it distracts me sometimes. I know that sounds stupid. Yeah, I've just got this off as personal preference. Now onto our bindings. I'm just going to scroll through all of these right now so you can just have a look. I've got everything basically on the default. Now I know a lot of people change their settings so that they've got like boost on left bumper or jump on like right trigger or just some random settings like that, as they want to be able to use every button basically at once to hit fast aerials. You can see one that I've changed, actually just up here there is one that I've changed. This is going to be the air roll left and the air roll right. Now basically with aerialing in this game and air dribbling, you want to use air roll to be able to control where you're hitting the ball with your car. I know a lot of you beginner players, if you are watching this, probably won't know how to air dribble. If you want to see a video on that, just comment down below, I will do that. But basically the default air roll I'm pretty sure is left on X. This requires you to basically hold X when you're in the sky. Say you went left stick right, your car's going to air roll right. But for aerials in the sky, you basically just want to use one directional air roll, and that is LB. For me, I'm able to use my left stick with my thumb, my index finger on the left bumper to get the air roll left, and then I'm able to boost and control my car while spinning just to get the aerials. Apart from that, unless you want to go check out another person's settings videos and copy their bindings and their power slide on left bumper and all of that stuff, go and do that. But for me, these perfect settings work fine and I'm at the champion rank. Now with interface in this game, there isn't too much you want to change. I'd leave all of this on default. The only thing that you probably want to change is the nameplate scale. Now, there's two sides towards this setting, because basically you want to have this up enough where you can see your teammates like nameplates so that you know where he is on the map, but you also don't want it too big that it covers up a lot of the things and distracts you. So I've got this on 100. For me, it works perfectly. I'm able to see where my teammate is and it's not covering anything too crucial for me. So yeah, I'd experiment with this, but 100, if you want to just go straight for 100, that works perfectly. There's one more setting here. This isn't going to affect your gameplay, but if you're having problems trading, it's not letting you trade, come down in the interface section, scroll all the way to the bottom, allow player-to-player trading. Some people just have this off. It's sometimes set off for some people, so just tick that on. You're going to be able to trade. Now finally, we have the video settings. Now these are very important for, again, input lag, FPS drops, things like that. So yeah, make sure you're listening here. So Windows settings, these are quite important. Now depending on the size of your monitor, you want to just set it to what your monitor size is. So most monitors are 1920 by 1080, which gives you the 16:9 ratio. Put this on your monitor's size. Display mode, you're going to want this on full screen. I only have it on borderless because that allows me to tab in and out of Rocket League to get to my Streamlabs to record things just like that. But yeah, full screen is the best if you don't want to get any FPS drops or input lag. VSync, for me, you're going to want to turn this off because it just kind of messes up your frame rate a lot of the time. I mean, you can experiment with putting it on and turning it off, but for me, turning it off is just the best, and that's what you're going to want to do. The basic settings here, anti-aliasing, you want this off. Render quality, high quality. If you don't have this on high quality, your things are going to render in awfully, and everything is just going to look just calm. It's just going to look like you're going to be playing Roblox Rocket League. So just put this on high. Render detail, you can see I've got this on custom because I'm going to show you why. Frames per second, you want to put this to just a bit above what your PC can handle. So for me, my PC is 60 FPS because I've got a 60 Hz monitor, but it's recommended that you play on 74 FPS, just a bit above 60, but I play on 90 because sometimes my FPS is boosted and it pushes me towards 90, so I just put that on 90. Now the advanced settings, again, very important. These are going to affect how everything looks in game. Now with a game like this, it doesn't really need to look good. You just need to have good FPS and no input lag. So for me, I've got performance on all three of these. Unless you're someone who really cares about a game looking fantastic and like an Unreal Engine person that just wants incredible graphics, then leave these all on performance. Effect intensity, I've just got this on default. It is literally the perfect option. The only other option is low intensity, and default works fine. It doesn't really change anything. All of these I have got off. So again, this just changes your graphics. Unless you really want to have these dynamic shadows, you just don't need them. So I turn them all off as it just drops your FPS and causes input lag. The only one I have got on is transparent goalposts. This is very important because what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to see through the side of your goal when you're in the goal. I'll basically show you. I'm in the goal and I can see the ball through the goal here. If I'm going to turn this off, if we go down here to the video and we turn this off, you can see I now can't see through it. It's not transparent. I can't see where my teammate is. I can't see where the ball is, for example. So yeah, turn that on. That's a very important setting and it's just going to help you massively at the lower ranks. Now the final two tabs that we've got left are the audio and the chat. Now for me, I'm just going to show you my audio here. You can pause it right now if you want to copy this. This generally is personal preference. And chat, the only thing I would recommend here is sometimes changing your things. For me, on the information up on the D-pad, I have got on your left and on your right equipped because this is going to allow you to inform your teammates if you're playing random 2s or random 3s on which side you're going to go for a kickoff. It's just going to help when you're on the kickoff. You might be able to get a few goals. But yeah, that's basically all of the settings for Rocket League. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video and hopefully you found this information useful. I hope I've helped you be able to just rank up in game. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to take a lot from this video. If you did enjoy it, like I said at the start, please drop a like. It's going to help get this video across YouTube and it's just really going to support my channel. And as well as that, please consider subscribing. Like I said, it's completely free and you can always unsubscribe at any point. With that all said, guys, I think that's everything for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.